Hello. Okay. I'm live here at the beautiful Fair City Mall. Went here and in the Cinema Arts Theater back there past those trees, you can't see the sign. I saw The Lost City of Z. And just want to give my thoughts on it real quick. If anyone's here, let's see, how do I see chat? If anyone, I guess probably no one's here. Yeah. So this won't be too long of a live stream. So share it right now. And by the way, if you're in Fair City Mall, come on over, say hi to me. Look at me. I'm right across from the Shoppers Food Warehouse and the hell is that? Marshalls and Hobby Works. So Lost City of Z. It's a good movie, but I felt like the movie itself was sort of lost and meandering. It's kind of a white man in England in the early 1900s goes to South America, Bolivia, and tries to explore it and make maps there. And it's kind of an apocalypse now, white man's arrogance going to try and live amongst so-called savages and racism and stuff. And I'll just keep it real brief because I'm not super articulate. It's good. I'm glad I saw it. And the jungle scenes are actually pretty amazing. There are several scenes of the jungle scenes. But I felt the movie didn't internalize enough. It didn't mature the story enough. I'm seeing if anyone's saying anything yet. I don't know if no one's saying anything or I just can't see the comments. I think no one said anything yet. Try typing something if you're watching. And let me know if you can hear me okay. But Lost City of Z, again, it's about this British soldier in the early 1900s who goes to Bolivia with Robert Pattinson, who gives a very good performance. And they're living in the jungle where it's very dangerous, it's very well shot, and they try and map Bolivia for the English Empire while trying to survive in the jungle. And it's kind of apocalypse now, kind of Werner Herzog movies. It has other influences as well. But I felt like as good as it was in a lot of ways, it wasn't quite developed enough. It's like the fruit didn't mature enough. I'm seeing if anyone said anything. I don't know if the chat's working or not. I never know if it's I'm trying to just tap it and make sure. Okay. I really don't know. So if you're watching, go ahead and say something, because I don't know if the chat's working. What's this button here? Different filters for the screen. Screw that. So again, I'm here at Fair City Mall. I just saw The Lost City of Z, or as the British say, Zed. And it's a good movie, but I feel like it didn't internalize enough. It wasn't mature enough. The main character, I forget his name, he's kind of a blank slate the whole movie. He's well played. But he's just kind of a generic British soldier in a way. We never really, there's no change in him throughout the whole movie, and you would think the events of the movie would change him dramatically. They're disturbing, they're profound, they're violent, and he never seems very different throughout the whole movie, or his agenda, or we never know who he is. Supposedly, the movie sort of lets on, oh, this is a burden on his family and his wife and kids. But I never really sensed the madness in him. He's always an incredibly decent person. And not only that, he's driven to keep going back to the jungle, but I never know why. Like, why is he driven back there? There's different motives given early in the movie, like he wants to be promoted within the British military because his family history is bad. For some reason, his dad was disgraced in the British military. And again, if you're chatting, I don't know why. I don't know if I can't see your messages. So, but his motives keep changing. So at first it's that, and that's he wants to reclaim his family name, sort of, and get promoted. That kind of becomes discarded. Then he wants to explore and make sure the natives to South America are protected from British racism and arrogance, which I thought it went too far to accommodate 21st century more enlightened values. I doubt someone in his time would even have the perspective to think that. I wouldn't have had that perspective to think that. You can say he would have wanted them treated well and decently, whatever, but he seemed like way too far ahead of his time in a way. Granted, not everybody would have been a product of their time, but it just felt a little bit like too much like making him just a very gentle, likable character for a modern audience. And there's a World War I sequence in there, which, while it's very good, and I admire this movie's boldness, making a story that you would think who would want to go see this when there's comic book movies out and romantic comedies, whatever the hell just came out. Wonder Woman's coming out soon, and I can't even remember what other maybe comic book movies coming out. Again, if you're chatting, oh, here we go. Now I can see the chat. I don't know why. I had Super Chat on, and it didn't show anything, but I'm trying to... Oh, so it's only... Oh, if I have Super Chat, it's only going to show Super Chat messages. I don't know what the hell is going on. Yeah, now it's working. So, hey, yes, talking about Werner Herzog and Apocalypse Now influence. Lost City of Z, look. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Hello, Drake. Hello, Tyler Sinclair. Jordan Walcaraz. Yeah, in Canada it's Zed as well. He is kind of a lame character. Sounds like what I heard in an early review of the characters in Silence. Silence, I disagree on that. I think that movie was just mind-blowing, like transcendent and profound. But yeah, he's kind of a blank slate. There's no character to him. And so by the end of the movie, it's weird. The movie sort of loses its focus, and it just kind of meanders, and it's like, well, what's this? One story starting, another one starts later. The one story stops, another one starts, and it never quite like get into the head of this main character because I'm not sure who he is. Like the movie always keeps you at a distance. Now that said, the set design's great. You feel like it's a low budget movie doing a ton, like doing a lot of stuff, and I'm surprised movies like this even get funded and exist, because you would think, what studio or investor thinks people want to see this? I didn't see it get promoted much. It's a daring movie, no doubt about that, but you would think studios wouldn't be interested in trying to sell this to people. However, I am glad it exists. I'm just always kind of surprised. I want answers for that. Like, how does this movie exist? I'm here at Fair City Mall. 1 to 10, I'd give it a 7 for sort of going further, like being better than the story sort of deserves as a rating, because it's so daring to tell this story. It must have been very difficult to shoot. The actors are great. Robert Pattinson has a good role in it as one of the explorers, and he's in a beard. He's almost unrecognizable in the movie. But it just sort of meanders. Like I said, there's a World War I sequence. It was well done, and it gave me ideas for my own World War I stuff I want to do. I want to do an adaptation of All Quiet on the Western Front. But I thought, after the sequence, I thought, why was that in the movie? I thought, why did I see that? There was no reason for that sequence to exist other than just to pad out the movie and make this guy's life longer. So I'm trying, my finger goes up here, I'm trying to look at the comments. The movie is interesting, and I encourage you to just go see it, because you should support daring movies, and I love being at a theater like this back here. I guess I'll walk along a little bit, why not? The places, I'm self-conscious about people hearing me talk to the camera. And by the way, if my phone overheats by 20 or 30 minutes in, I'm just going to cut this off. I don't have any way to cool down my phone, really. Unlike when I was at my mom's house and she was cooking, I could put put water on paper towels and wrap it around my phone. But yeah, it is worth seeing. I really appreciated it. Can you have some money? Somebody help him out. Give him some money. Sorry, my finger's in the way again. Yeah, it is interesting, and it's like chilling. And it's so weird. Again, the lack of focus. To me, this movie needed to be internalized more. It needed to be matured more, the story and the writing process. The main character, I don't even remember his name. I felt like maybe he should have been in on the collaboration more to create more of a character, because throughout the whole movie, he's just kind of a pleasant man. That's it. It's his only distinguishing characteristic. The movie kind of gets lost, and towards the end of the movie, I'm not spoiling anything, he goes back to the jungle. He makes several trips to the jungle throughout the movie and returns, and there's controversy, and people don't believe that there could be this lost civilization because they don't think the natives there, the savages, could possibly create any kind of civilization because they're lesser than the white man. Um, it, he goes back to the jungle several times, and then the last time it's like this light-hearted adventure music that's playing. When the whole movie it's been very grim, serious. Like it was not really scary, but it was creepy and effective. And I was like, why are they like? It felt like they didn't know why they were doing it. Like, why are you playing this fun adventure music? This last voyage should be horrifying because this man has already nearly died. He's already lost so much of his life and spent years in the jungle. He's seen his friends die around him and get killed, and he's bringing his son on the last trip. And I don't really think I'm spoiling much by saying that. He brings his son on the last trip. I'm like, you've seen people die around you. You know your son could die easily. And to me, it's like it's half-baked. It's not cooked all the way through. Wasn't internalized. What are you guys saying? Love watching you and your mom. Thank you. Have you ever seen Even the Rain by Gael Garcia Bernal? Sounds like similar things. No, I haven't seen that, but I'm always happy to get movie recommendations, so I'm interested in seeing it for sure. Again, I'm here at Fair City Mall in Fairfax, Virginia. One of my favorite theaters is over there. You can't even see it, so I won't bother pointing the camera. Cinema Arts in Fairfax. I know the light's crappy here, sorry. And I just wanted to do something live real quick because I normally don't even go out and see movies, but I've been so frustrated and so restless to make something, and I want to make more movies. I don't even get to see movies at home much because I'm either exercising, cooking, or working on my own videos. And it's disappointing when I don't get to see movies. It's like not hearing words in my own language. Do you like going to the pictures alone? Sure, I love it. Out of 1 out of 10 Rito, I don't like giving ratings. Like I said, a solid 7. It's better than the plot deserves in a way, but because the movie's so daring and it's so well shot and acted, and the sets are wonderful, the period setting is great, the jungle sequences are amazingly effective. It's so hard. I can only imagine how difficult it was to shoot in the jungle. And it's deserved. I can't believe a movie would even bother with that risk. Like this, it must have cost millions, and yet it's still probably considered a low-budget film that wasn't heavily advertised. And I'm just wondering, why would a studio like even risk? I mean, I'm sure it had like maybe foreign financing or something. Granted, it was a British cast. Scripts to make a short film about. Michelle Cheney, yes, that is no guarantee. I will make it because it depends on a lot of things, and if I like it, and if I have the means to produce it. But I've done that before. I used to go to simplyscripts.com and just search for scripts on there, and that's how I met one guy that I ended up working for years developing a script on. And I got in contact with him. I shot another short film from somebody. It was a really crappy short film, and it was because of my direction. But I really wanted to try it from a script I found on Simply Scripts. And I should make more time for it, but I have this conflict of, do I take more time to really develop a story myself and mature it and cook it all the way through, or do I get the instant gratification of putting out videos and at least keeping the interaction with the fans going? And once in a while, if I get a popular video, it really helps me out. It gets me more viewers. I get paid from it along those lines. So yeah, I'd recommend The Lost City of Z or The Lost City of Zed, as they say in England, or Spanish, Zeta. What's up, Dominicus Augustus? I'm here at the, if you don't know, I'm here at the Fair City Mall in Fairfax. It's a place I really like to go because it's kind of away from everything. And there's still some places open now, like Shoppers Food Warehouse. I'm probably going in there after I finish up here. And I just saw The Lost City of Z, or as they say in the movie, The Lost City of Zed, since that's a British and Canadian, as someone pointed out, pronunciation of Z in America. We just call it that. I'd say overall, good movie, but underdeveloped story, and it's really daring, and I love it in a lot of ways, but the story, it should have been fleshed out. It just needed to, be more matured and developed and defined and with more clarity. Anyways, and I just wanted to, and like I was saying, I never go out and see movies anymore, basically. And if I do, I'll always try and review it. But I was so frustrated with where I am, working my job. I've been a bouncer for 4 years now. And I was just miserable standing there last Sunday night working, thinking nothing changes over 4 years. I'm still standing here doing the same thing. At least I'm in an environment where people are relaxed and having fun, because I don't want to be working at a place where I'm only with coworkers and it's the same people, and at least I can sort of see people around and socialize and, be friendly with the customers. So, it's the best opportunity for me for now. But even so, I get really frustrated thinking I'm here instead of making movies, but it's my fault. Because I could be making stuff, even if it's very cheap, even if it's very bad. Something bad is better than nothing. A bad movie will always be better than no movie. So, I'm thinking what to make, and I'm just trying to express something here and at least get a little practice doing something live again. Here at Fair City Mall in Fairfax, hey, if you happen to be here, according to this, there's 8 people watching. I don't know if there's more, and I don't know if I'm not seeing more chat or what, because I'm not seeing any more chat messages, which is okay. It just means not many people are watching or chatting. But if you're here, hey, come find me. I'm right across from Shoppers Food Warehouse. I know probably nobody's here. I mean, nobody's. I see you, Dominicus, but I mean, I know probably nobody watching is here in Fair City Mall. That's all right. So what's going on with you guys? Now you know what's going on with me. But now let me shift it back onto you, because I'm here. I'm broke all the time, which is okay. I get by, so I'm lucky to live where I do. I'm on the edge right here by the trash. You any nicer to your mom? No comment. So I'm thinking of ways to make movies, get more time. What I'd love to do is make a film and have it screen here. I'll rent a theater and then screen it, or rent a theater over, where am I pointing at? Over here, the Cinema Arts, or maybe the Arlington Cinema and Draft House, and that person's driving without their lights on. Look at that. Everybody look. Shit, can you see them? Oh, they just turned their lights on. And rent a theater and play my movie there and just meet local people and get support for my films, because you can release anything and get people to see it if you promote it and get people interested. Were you sleeping? No, I'm out here. I just saw the movie The Lost City of Z. I don't want to review it again, but I'll just say it's a good movie. Go watch it. I felt it was a little underdeveloped, but it's very daring. I love what it did, and there's great jungle sequences, kind of like in Apocalypse Now and Werner Herzog movies. It's like very much, it's early 1900s, where a British soldier is exploring Bolivia to make maps of it, because it's been uncharted by the British, and it's very dangerous in the jungle. And it gets into his trips back and forth there. But I felt his character was underdeveloped. He was just kind of like a boiled piece of chicken with no seasoning on it. His character didn't change the whole movie. He's just a decent person the whole movie. So there was no change, when these sequences, these events in the movie should change him dramatically. But anyways, I'd like to rent a theater and play a movie here. That'll cost a little money, but it's no big deal. And just doing that would get me respect, and just for doing it, for having going through the process of making a film. I just want to check my battery real quick. I'm good. And so of making the film and putting it out there, because people put out a lot of horrible movies, and it doesn't matter. Like, you make a horrible movie, but they still get credit for it, because they tried, or whatever the case. It just connects with certain people. And so I would try a lot harder and try and use more talent than maybe a lot of those people did, and make something that's actually really exciting, and have it play here at Fair City Mall maybe, or have it play at the Arlington Cinema and Draft House, rent a theater there. But I was just so frustrated. I just want to get out, and it's nice to relax out here. I don't have much money. I'd like to eat somewhere. Maybe I will anyways, and just indulge myself. But there's Shoppers Food Warehouse. I'm going to be stopping by there after this, getting some kefir milk, and who knows what else. Maybe some tea. And I was so frustrated with not making movies, and because that's what I want to be doing, and not really doing creative stuff and not making the time to, and never going out. I never go out and meet people or do anything. You know, I'm either working 4 nights a week at my bouncer job, and working late, and so it means I never have weekend nights to go out and do film stuff like film events, movie premieres, film festivals. They do take place in other times and places, but it's frustrating to try and work those in with my schedule and try and make videos every day and exercise, and that's all my fault. I should be more disciplined, but so I really just wanted to get out. And by the way, Fair City Mall, the Cinema Arts Theater, is really nice. If you have a chance to go here in Fairfax, Virginia, they have really nice food. I got some kind of, like, I don't know what you call it, some kind of Italian sandwich with, like, it wasn't spinach. It was some kind of green leafy stuff on there with white cheese and tomatoes and all kinds of herbs on there. It was really good. It was like a sub, but with a lot of lettuce and some kind of white cheese on there. And they have beer there, and they have paninis and other sandwiches. And it's actually kind of reasonably priced. Like, it's about what you would pay for the sandwiches, at least. The candy, I'm sure it's all very expensive compared to, say, 7-Eleven or Dollar Tree, especially, which there's a Dollar Tree in this shopping center too. But that reminds me, I should get my herbs and spices at Dollar Tree. They're way too expensive at Safeway. But I forget what I was saying. I could give you all a tour real quick of Fair City Mall. There's Five Below. That's a good store. Like, it's all right. I mean, good. It doesn't have a lot of stuff I need, but it's everything's $5 or less there. It's a little bit nicer stuff than Dollar Tree. They have an Elevation Burger here. This is the first place I heard of Elevation Burger. And they have a gym there, Lifetime Athletic. It looks weird. I don't trust that gym. T-Mobile store. Wish they'd let me just live in there. I would work for them. Free rent. Ulta, it's like a beauty store right here. I don't know if much else is going on right now, so it seems like the chat's kind of dying down, which is okay. It's fine. It was a spur of the moment thing, and it's not that exciting. Lost City of Z, good movie, Cinema Arts. I'm hungry. I was bored and frustrated, so I wanted to get out. I guess I'll walk across the parking lot. Oh, it keeps cutting out on me. Is email address best place to send it? Good to catch you live. Yeah, Michelle, if you want to, I wish I had more filmmakers watching me too. I got to do more film-centered stuff, but I did a lot of that, and it never got me many views for the most part. I mean, like film reviews, film screenings, film festival stuff. But Michelle, look to, I wonder if I can type in a chat. I don't think I can. But Michelle, you can email me. Go to the About page. It's flyingovertroutam@gmail.com. But look at the About page on my YouTube channel, and you'll see the email in there. Or you can just find me on Facebook or Twitter, message me on there, and then I can give you my email from there. But Michelle, do you want to tell me what your script's about? Tell everybody. I guess I'm not going to wait. Just talk for that. I'm going to make my way over to... Actually, I'll go down here first. Before I go to Shoppers Food Warehouse, I'm going to walk down a little sort of a trail here. And it's sort of like you have to go through the rear entrance to go to the other part of this shopping center. I went dumpster diving here once. I tried to go more than once, but I never found anything I really wanted. But Elevation Burger is through here, although now everything's pretty much going to be closed except maybe Wendy's. And Shoppers Food Warehouse. I can tell this is not that exciting, so understandable. I'm probably just going to end this soon and get going. I recommend Lost City of Z a lot more than, say, a lot of other big movies, because it's actually something that's really daring and interesting and unique, and I can't believe it even got made. It's amazing to me. and the cast is great. Sets, location, the time period it's set in. It goes through the early 20th century. There's McDonald's over there. Y'all ever been to McDonald's? Didn't know you were going live. Thanks for the review. I didn't know I was going to go live. But you're welcome. Oh, I don't want to. There's copyrighted music playing here. I don't want that on the. There's music playing out the speakers. I don't want that playing on the video. Sorry, my finger keeps. I'm reading what you're saying, Michelle. I have a few, but they may be culturally a bit different from. But developing them for film is finally your forte. The one I want to send you is personal. Personal is great. That's what I want. Personal, more personal story to me, the better. A lot of my favorite movies are very personal, like Loving. I love that from Jeff Nichols. Yeah, my forte. The one I want to send you is personal for you to read, but you're open-minded. Yeah, well, I love personal movies, like Ingmar Bergman movies. Those are deeply personal to me. Loving Silence was a personal film, although granted it's sort of epic in scope and feel in a way, but it's very personal. But okay, like something like that would be potentially affordable to do. A movie like couldn't really do it on no budget, but like The Wrestler. I was just thinking about that because I rewatched it the other day on one of those Cinemax channels. Yeah, The Wrestler. Story like that I love. A lot of character, although it's a lot of physicality too, and there's very physical acting in it as opposed to acting from within, which a lot of actors will do when it's all, emotion and character. But when I have to think of movies like just with no context, I'm at a total loss. But if I can start a conversation about specific movies or get ideas about certain ones, then I can name 50 of them. So I can't even remember what my favorite movies are at any given time. I'm trying to think what's personal to me, personal film. Alexander Payne's films, but a lot of people know about them. I'm trying to think of stuff even more specific that's like peculiar, that's not even popular, because Alexander Payne is almost a cop-out. Yes, he's not that he's anything less than extremely talented. I love Election, I love Sideways, I love Nebraska, but I mean stuff that's like less accessible for a wider audience. I can't even think. I know I've seen stuff like that a lot. I'll watch stuff that's just weird or that's on some channel that I've never heard of, just to try and figure out, well, what are these people doing? Who are they, and what are they talking about? What is this really about? Yeah, unfortunately, I'm just drawing a blank at the moment. Personal's great. All right, I'm rambling on, and chat's not too active, so I'm going to walk over to Shoppers Food Warehouse. Hey, quick, you can give me some recommendations for what to buy, and it's got to be healthy. I just talked to Moist Andy this week about healthy stuff, so that gives me ideas. And Shoppers is a little overpriced to me, but, I mean, what are you going to do? It's a really big selection. I like that about them. So I have options. I like that they have different ethnic foods there and lots of herbs and spices. Sometimes I won't even find the herbs and spices I want at Safeway. Yeah, personal as in things you would story tell through another character. Oh, Moonlight. That was another one that I really loved. Moonlight, and what else did I see? And I saw Moonlight here at the Cinema Arts. Trashology is a strange worth watching movie. Sounds great. Hey, I'd be into it. Anything strange, I'll watch. I don't even think the titles sometimes when I'm watching it. But what did I see here? I saw Moonlight. Oh, I saw Nocturnal Animals. Now I can't remember that director's name either. It might have been Marshall something. He's a big Tom Ford. That's it. Yeah, Nocturnal Animals I loved, and that was deeply personal. Making my way over to Shoppers right now. It's a personal journey for me to the grocery store. I'm hungry. And tonight, by the way, I stopped weightlifting because I realized it's not helping me at all being a fighter, and that's where I have problems at my job, is fighting people. It's not having to pick them up and throw them out of the bar. So I don't need to be big and strong. I need to be able to box, and I've gotten away from boxing. I used to take boxing classes, and I've been doing the boxing training, but now I'm a horrible puncher because my muscles are too big. I know you can't really, it's hard to believe that, but they're too big for the explosive power you need to punch, and too slow, and I telegraph my punches too much. So now I'm not lifting weights, and I'm working away from that. I'm still doing some like pull-ups, push-ups, dips, and chairs, but now I'm focusing more on boxing and being able to punch and fight, because that's the biggest problem I've had at my job is fights. Going to the hospital because I got sucker punched, breaking my pinky, punching a guy in the face, and anyways. As I wouldn't want people to know that I lived that life, but I will write you tonight. Cheers. Well, thank you, Michelle. I really appreciate that. It's nice to hear a filmmaker. I'm curious to hear your background too, like what your film background is. I won't get into that now because this has gone on long enough, and I know maybe if it's cutting in and out, or it's taking you a little long to reply. I don't want to keep waiting for replies from you. I'll take this conversation to email, but thank you all so much for watching. Lost City of Z, or Z. There's the Cinema Arts back there. It's blown out, the picture, but you can see it right there. Yeah, that's Cinema Arts. All right. Good deal. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for participating, and good night.